Okay. Okay, everybody muted? Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our Lunch and Learn series. My name is Vin, and I'm a physical therapist with Elite Health Services. Today, we're going to be practicing primal movements. This info may be new to you or a review for some of you, so I think it's important to define what primal movements are and how they can benefit us. Unfortunately, there's no Merriam-Webster definition for what primal movements are, and many clinicians and practitioners define them differently. So I'm going to describe to you how I explain primal movements to my patients and clients. They're movements that include but are not limited to some element of crawling, rolling, jumping, crouching, and climbing that mimic movement patterns of our primal ancestors and in some way or form relate to how we develop from an infant to an adult. So as clinicians, athletes, and even the layperson may have a different purpose or goal for incorporating these patterns into their daily movement practice, my goals for using these movements are typically to add some sort of complexity and variety to our movements. It's an easy way to challenge our brains and take us away from the monotony of practicing the same exercises daily. B, to incorporate parts practice or parts performance into a whole pattern. So we can progress from, practicing one part of a movement or one part of our sport, or if you're rehabbing a limb or one part of your body, and then gradually incorporating it into a whole body movement. And then lastly, I use it to help reduce injury. Injury typically happens from practicing repetitive movements that don't allow our bodies and brains to adapt to a stress it hasn't been exposed to before. These movements help us to progressively expose ourselves to those stressors that we may not experience on a day-to-day basis. So if you think about if you step off a curve or twist your back in a funny direction, if you practice these movements, your brain will say, hey, we've been in these positions before, we got this. There's no need to get injured because you've taken your body through those movements and you've experienced it, okay? So you're able to address it as it comes. So without further ado, what I'm gonna need you guys to do is get onto your hands and knees on the floor, and we're gonna start with some wrist prep before we move into these movements here. So on our hands and knees, hands are going to be facing forwards, and we're going to want the crease of our elbows to be facing forward. So you're going to be corkscrewing your hands into the ground there. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to rock back and forth, okay? We're going to do about 10 reps. So push forward onto your hands, keeping the crease of your elbows forward. Good, and then back off. Good, and then back on, and I'll keep count here. Just keep moving forward and back and forward. And if you feel like you need to go a little bit slower, that's fine. If we're off by a rep or two, that's okay. Then just keep hopping back and forth each time, trying to inch a little bit farther forward. Got a couple more here. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, and then one more there. Good. Now take a break, get off your hands, shake them out. And now we're gonna flip our hands in the opposite direction. So your fingers are gonna be pointing back towards your knees, okay? And the same rules apply. Try and get that crease of your elbows facing forwards and then roll back. Good, and I'll count again here. Just keep following me and roll back and then forward. And then back. You should feel a nice stretch through your the front of your forearms there. Forward and then back. Good. Forward. Back. Good. Get about 5 more there. And back. And again, you're in control. You decide how far back you need to go, how well your body can handle it. That'll dictate, how much pressure you need to put into those hands. Let's get about 3 more there. 1, and then back again. Good. And then one more time. Okay, and back. Excellent. Sit back, shake it off. The next one we're going to do here, we're going to prep our hips. We're going to go into a position called Frogger. So I just want to make sure you guys can see me well here. So you're going to spread your knees out like so. And if you can, all right, you go as much as you can there. Get the insides of your ankles on the ground. If you can't do that, just keep your feet together. It's a regression, but you'll still get the benefits of the movement. So spread those legs out, get the inside ankle bones on the ground, and now just sit back. And now pop forward. We're gonna do another 10 here. Sit back, pop forward, sit back, pop forward, sit back. And each time try and inch a little bit farther back. Good. And back, hold it, and forward. About 5 more here. Pop back, and forward, pop back, and forward, and pop back, forward. A couple more here. Pop back, hold it, inch a little bit farther back, and now forward, back again, and then forward. Excellent. Sit back, shake your wrists out again. Okay, and now the next one we're gonna do is called a bear position, or for you yogis, it's the downward dog position, okay? So what you're gonna do is, hands out in front of you, you're still on your knees there. You're gonna pop up onto your feet. Now there's 2 things I want you to keep in mind. You should be trying to keep your back as flat as possible while driving your heels to the ground, okay? So we're gonna get up into this position and we're just gonna hold it. And it should be active here. Push your heels to the ground, try and flatten out that spine, and we're gonna hold, and I'll count. And remember, drive the heels, flatten that spine, bring your chest to your knees as best you can. Good, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a break. We'll do that one more time. Good, and let's just pop up. Okay, drive that chest to your knees, drive the heels to the ground. Be active in this position, try and maintain a neutral spine. Good, and if you look at my back here, just trying to flatten it out as much as possible. About another 5 here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last prep here, and then we'll get into some of our movements. We're gonna just work into a deep squat, okay? If you can't squat deeply, you have any knees or hip problems, feel free to hold on to something to offload your weight a bit. And if you can't get that low, just go as low as you can. So let's just sit down to a deep squat here. And we're just gonna hang 10 seconds. You can pop onto that left knee, pop onto the right knee, have some fun. Good, and now let's pop up. Take a little breath, shake it out, and let's get right back down into it. Good, and again, pop onto that left knee, pop onto that right knee. Snap, crackle, pop in my right knee. And now, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, just pop up. Shake it out. And we're gonna transition into our first primal movement. I like to call this one crab walks. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna start onto your butt, hands behind your back, okay? And when I say we're gonna pop up into a tabletop position, okay? And let's pop it up, like so. And what I want you to do is lift that right hand off the ground and reach up towards the ceiling. Good, and now bring it back down and left hand up towards the ceiling. Good. And now switch it again, right hand towards the ceiling. Good, and back down. Left hand up. If you need a break, take it. We go through this one more time. Pop that right hand up. Good. Try and keep those hips to the sky. Squeeze your butt cheeks here. And left hand up. And now take a little break. Shake it out. Okay. We're going to pop up here again in a second. And then we're just going to do some forward and backwards walking. Okay. So let's pop up. Good. And now you're going to move your opposite arm with your opposite leg. So let's move that right leg forward and left arm forward. Good. And now switch it. Left arm forward. Excuse me, left leg forward, right arm forward. And now let's go back. Left leg back, right arm back. And then opposites on the other side. And now let's move forward again. And back. And back. Good. And take a little break there. So we got two more. We're going to finish up with some more bear positions, except we're going to be moving now. So we're going to pop back up into that bear position, and we're going to work moving forwards and backwards. So on my count here, let's pop up to that bear pose. And now let's move that right arm forward, left leg forward, keeping all the principles of before. Left arm forward, right leg forward. Right arm forward, left leg forward. And now let's walk it back. Left leg back, right arm back. Right leg back, left arm back. Good, and take a little break. Shake it out, we'll do that one more time. Pop up into the bear pose. And now right arm forward, left leg forward. Left arm forward, right leg forward. Right arm forward, left leg forward. Opposites on the left. And now let's walk it back. Good, keep walking it back. And now take a little break. Hardest part of that for me is just coordinating. So don't feel bad if you're messing it up, because I do all the time. Last one we're going to do here is something called froggers. So you're going to get down into your deep squat. Good, and just hang there. You're going to put your hands out in front of you. Lean that weight forward and then hop to your hands. Good. And now we're going to do that again. Hands forward, hop to your hands. Good. And now what we're going to do here, you're going to take your hands. We're going to go to the right. Right arm outside the right knee. Left arm splitting the legs. And hop to the side. And now same thing going back. Left arm outside the left knee. Right arm splitting the knees. Coming back. And then stand it up. Almost done. We're going to run through that one more time. Pop down into your squat. Hands forward, hop forward. Good. And now we're going to head back to the right. Sink into that deep squat. And now to the left. And now let's hop it back. And we're done. So I hope you all enjoyed that and got a little sweat in. Thanks for joining us. Please check back in tomorrow at 1:30. I'll be giving a little presentation on heart rate variability and how it can help improve our daily lives. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Bye-bye.